What a big dummy. What a big dummy. I got to, well, it's still 6 p.m. Oh, I got a text. Here we go. Oh. Yep. Oh, there we go. Oh. All right. I finally figured it out. I got to hit that big blue button on the top right corner to actually go live. That way you guys see me and not the thumbnail. So I got the two screens going on. Hi, Renee. Thanks for popping in tonight. I thought I was getting the hang of the StreamYard thing, and I screwed it up again. It's funny. I was using OBS, and I was having so many problems with OBS, and I finally got Gil from Camp Patton Family Compound to get me to do StreamYard, and here it is. And getting used to it, getting the hang of it, I think. But I had a thumbnail and had it scheduled, and I got two screens finally. So, you know, got my studio set up. It's pretty cool. You see what the good and the bad news was. Well, there's been a lot going on with our family in this last couple of weeks. It's been quite the roller coaster, and we'll get into that and talk about that in a few minutes here. Get a few other people popping in here. Some of my friends back east. Hopefully, we'll get the Broussards in here and Cam Patton Family Compound. Hopefully, my sister will come here. She'll pop in tonight. So where are you located at, Renee? What state are you in? Hi, Julie. How are you? Thanks for coming in. That's so cool. I missed you guys. Missed everybody. This last 3 weeks have been quite a roller coaster. Oh, you're in Coeur d'Alene. Okay. Awesome. God bless America. Amen, brother. The Broussards are in the house. We can start. Let's go right now. Here we go. Well, we'll wait for a few more people, but how you doing? Brett, Amy, Abby, which one? You are Dan. You're always dandy, Julie. You're in Coeur d'Alene, Renee, for crying out loud. Okay, so I need to. Okay, let me see. I don't want to screw this up. No, I don't want to do that. Hi, Amy. Oh, you're the one that had the accident at Walmart. Okay, cool. All right, Renee. So Renee was at our, hey, Michael, what's up, brother? So Renee was at our meetup up in Idaho. So Olivia went bike riding. We have had we've had a very, very heavy day today. We'll get into that here in a minute and tell you guys about it. But with people like Renee Griffith, she was at our meetup on that Saturday on the 27th of June. It was a fantastic day. Wouldn't you say, Renee? Would you say that our meetup was a success? It's too bad that you didn't come to our meetup from last year to have something to compare it to. But did you like? Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? Olivia's in the car. She's waiting. She's gonna go bike riding here in a minute with Danae. So, Nurse Danae, she is now official, guys. That's one of the good news that I'm gonna tell you guys about. I missed you, Amy. I missed all you guys. I haven't done a live for 3 weeks, and honestly, I was kind of going into withdrawals. So yeah, guys, lots of fantastic excitement, man, and then today was a real downer. So heck, you guys are. We'll talk about it, right? And we'll get into it. There's plenty of you guys in here right now. We'll talk about it. I was hoping Jeremy would pop in, maybe Chad, the Maynard or something. Well, I'll share it with you guys. So we went up to Idaho for our vacation. I've never taken 2 weeks off for vacation before, and it was amazing. We drove up. I didn't take a trailer. The truck ran hot. I did $13,000 worth of work to that thing. Put a new top end on my F-350. It's got the Power Stroke. It ran hot up there, and it ran hot on the way back. I was mad. Got into it with my mechanic. You know, I just had that work done just a little over a year ago. And anyway, so that was kind of a downer. I totally forgot about that whole thing. But the whole time we were up there was fantastic. we got up there late Thursday night, and so we had Friday to prepare, and Saturday we did our meetup, and we had fantastic people like Renee there. We had, I want to say we had at least 3 new channels. Tyler, what's his name? Tyler Wyant. He's got a channel with a couple thousand subscribers. Renee was there. She's a new channel. There's another young couple that was there that they were brand new. So we had 3 new channels that just got invited out of the blue by Martin Johnson from Martin Johnson Off Grid. And so we had a whole bunch of channels show up. We had, I think, 12 or 13 in all. Chad and Shelby from North Country Off Grid, they showed up right at the end after everything pretty much ended, but they still showed up and made an appearance. They had something else that they had going on, so they weren't able to attend the whole thing. We weren't able to get Good Simple Living. They had family in town, and there was a bunch of channels. Homesteading Family, they couldn't make it. They had family in town. So, but we had Martin Johnson Off Grid. They're 200,000 subscribers. It was a fantastic time. We had Jess from Messy's Burgers there. That guy showed up with a booth and fed a whole bunch of us the unbelievable burgers. And you know what, we didn't have, because of everything that's been going on with the shutdown and everything. Yeah, it was hard to leave, Renee. I did not want to come home. I'll be straight out honest, no joke. Did not want to come back with all the crap that Governor Gruesome Screwsome is doing in this state. You know, shutting the state down again. I didn't want to come back. And Idaho was so fantastic. I mean, I think out of 1,000 people, I saw 2 people wearing masks. And it's the exact opposite down here. Out of 1,000 people, I see, well, it's actually more than that, but I see a lot more people wearing masks everywhere else. But Idaho, it's, people they're not stressing about it. Obviously Idaho has some people getting sick, but just the freedom. We're going into restaurants and for example, we went to a restaurant last night. How ridiculous is this? You walk up to everything is seated outside, no inside seating now again. Right here in a restaurant close to us. You go up, you go get seated. You got to have a mask on to go get seated. They take you to your table. You're wearing your mask. You're passing all these people, all these tables of people eating outside. Nobody's wearing a mask while they're at the table, but you got to wear a mask when you go by them. Then they seat you, and you can take your mask off. It's like, come on. It just, we had a good time with some friends last night, and that's what happened last week. We were with some friends last week. And we couldn't get home in time to go live last week. I kind of wanted to, but we were still trying to catch up. So anyway, you know what, Brett, if you look at my Instagram account, I posted our church service this morning. We are going to Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills with Pastor Jack Hibbs, and there is no requirements. They're not making you do anything. We were singing hymns, we were praising the Lord. It was fantastic this morning. And he's waiting to be arrested. That's just the bottom line. That's where it is. We're going to that church now, and we're loving it. And he is not shying away from any of that. He's courageous. So good times. So that meetup, back to Idaho, that was the way we started off the vacation up there. Had our meetup on that Saturday, and it was just absolutely fantastic. And then you guys, some of you guys might have seen our 4th of July stuff that I went live on the 4th of July and showed you guys what Priest River looks like. That's the 3rd time we've been in Priest River. Good evening, Steve. How you doing, brother, from Corsair Trainers? I can't ignore the comments tonight. Thanks for popping in, brother. Hey, Dave, how you doing? Oh, man, yeah, Dave from Imagine Acre Wood and his lovely family, Lisa, and their precious little girls. We had such a great time, man. We got to go to church with Dave and Martin Johnson there at the Sandpoint Christian Church, and that was the first Sunday. And then we went and visited some other friends that they're not YouTubers. They're actually just people we know that moved up to Sandpoint, and we went to their church the next Sunday. And so we're trying out churches and stuff up there. And man, we spent so much time with people that we got to do very little stuff on our place. I didn't have to. We chopped wood one day and cleaned up around the place, and we did some trimming on the road and stuff. But we didn't have time. We were spending so much time with everybody. So we had a great time. And Imagine it. you know what? And guys, I can't impress upon you enough. People like Renee Griffith, Dave, you guys at Matchmaker Woods. The whole reason why Olivia is so ready to go with me to Idaho, she's like 98% at this point, maybe 90%. She'll tell you she's 50-50, but don't let her fool you. She loves it up there. Gil, how you doing, brother? Thanks for coming in. We are moving full time next spring. The countdown is on. It's already on, Amy. We are absolutely moving. We just refied the house up there, got a better interest rate. I just purchased some equipment ramps for my trailer. I'm actually actively looking at dozers. We are about to pay off all the rest of our debt except for her car. So we are going to be moving up there almost completely debt free. Almost could make it. We could almost move now, but we're still kind of trying to help Danae get settled, waiting for her to get her first job. So Idaho was fantastic, you guys. If you guys haven't got a chance to go look at my 4th of July live stream that I did, that thumbnail that's on there, if you guys look closely, you'll see one of the cartridges to my 9mm coming out. My son has a 4K camera, and he captured that shot. I had him and my daughter and then 2 of their friends met us up there for the last couple of days of our vacation, and neither one of them had shotguns. So we did target practice on our property in Idaho because we can in Idaho. It was so awesome. People are shooting guns like crazy up there, of course, 4th of July. So we had target practice in our yard in Idaho. You just can't do that in California. I mean, you can go out in the desert and do it, but nobody cares out in the desert, right? But you can't do that in our backyard. Chad, 9 to 5 to Life is here. How you doing, brother? Thanks for coming in. Awesome. Yeah, Alan, I know I sent us. So bulldozers and stuff. Yes. You know what, Brett, it's a good question. Well, let me finish up with Idaho really quick. Just spent all that time with all these people. It was just a fantastic time. And Olivia is she's dying. She's going to be a permanent babysitter for, I think, Imagineacre Wood and their little girls. They're just precious little gems. They're so just precocious. I think that's the right word. Just fantastic, highly intelligent little girls. Just fantastic. Their little personalities they're just precious. And that kind of family and that kind of interaction is what people. Well, hey, Chad, there you go. You were just asking about this. Your wifey and your little girls. They're looking for people to network with and to hang out with and play with. There's a channel right there, Imagineacre Wood. So when you get a chance, Chad, go look at Dave Reese and his lovely wife Lisa and their beautiful kids. That's a great little young family that are they're some of the best people I have ever met. So you can't go wrong. Those are the kind of people that we're linking up and doing with our meetups up there. So that's my whole you guys, all you old timers with our channel here, with my channel, you guys are sick of hearing me say it, but I'm passionate about community. Anyway, so going back to Idaho, we had the good times up there, and we had to drive back and drug ourselves back here. And the work is off the hook up there. And I've had lots of conversations because I've been looking at dozers and skid steers and whatnot. And it looks like I'm going to have a break in my job the end of August, 1st of September. I may be buying a dozer or a skid steer, because if I have the 2-week break on my job, like I'm thinking, I'm going to be going up there. I'm going to fix that road. What that's going to do, once I grade the road and put rock on it, road bed cloth and put rock, is that when we move next spring, I won't have to wait for mud season to end. So those of you that are in the know, like Chad, he has a 2-mile dirt road. He can't even get into his place except with snowmobiles in the wintertime. Well, when that snow melts, that dirt road turns to a big giant mud bog. So there's no law against discharging a firearm in the city of Basalt, Idaho. I love it, Gil. Hallelujah. Big Dreams Homestead, thanks for coming in. I'm bragging about our trip to Idaho a week and a half ago. It was good stuff. So if I go up there to fix that road, then all I got to do is wait for the snow to melt. I'm not going to move my house when there's 2 or 3 feet of snow on the ground. So when the snow's pretty much melted or halfway melted, if I have rock on the road, it will melt a lot faster. And then the mud season comes for a couple of months. We were up there June 27th, June 26th, and all the late rains in Idaho, our dirt road, we had lakes of mud on our road. And it's a good thing I have a four-wheel drive, because I would not have gotten into it with a two-wheel drive. Probably it was just too slippery and just a big slimy mucky mess. So if I get up there and get that road cleaned up and fixed in the next in the next month, then we're talking, as soon as that snow starts melting, man, we're putting this house up for sale. Olivia's probably going to stay here and finish out the school year. I go up there, fix up the house, start moving stuff in. We get this place sold. Bada bing, bada boom. We're up there full time next spring, late spring. So that was the fantastic stuff, guys. I think that the meetup was a huge success. We kind of scaled it down. I was going to rent out the Bonner County Fairgrounds. We let that big building go because I wasn't going to be up there full time, and people were so busy. They're like, I'm not going to be able to really do a whole lot to help, just a little bit here and there. We had everybody kind of chipped in a little bit. Like Dave Reese brought a baby yak calf and a milking goat for the kids. Well, heck, for the adults too. They were really super cool. So Dave, thank you so much for bringing that. Dave Reese was just fantastic. He just the support that we feel from him as a family, for Olivia and I, and then just supporting the whole community up there is unbelievable. He is a servant. So thank you, Dave, for that. Messy's Burgers, people were giving out stuff and selling stuff. We had Angel and Dave, the Norsemen, come up, and they had all their leather goods and there's custom knives out there. It was just a great time on that Saturday. So can't say it enough. It was quality of life. How you doing, brother? Thanks for popping in, man. He was also there. Good times. Hey, Ty, how was the meetup? What was your opinion of the meetup? And I think I might have missed somebody's comment here. Renee. Yeah. Renee, shh, don't tell anybody. You're right. Renee Griffith made that comment that I got my Idaho plates and my Idaho license. I went to the DMV 3 freaking times down here before I left because my license expired on my birthday. I went 2 times where the DMV, California DMV, said they were going to be open on their website. They were closed. I stood in line for 3 hours both times with 300 other people, and they did not open. I was so infuriated. I'm like, you know what? And now once we got back, they posted this thing saying that everybody's license is automatically extended for 4 or 5 months or something ridiculous. But I went ahead and got my Class A license in Idaho. I went and passed my Class A test and my motorcycle test, and I have an Idaho license now. And I also registered my truck in Idaho because it's going to be up there more than it's down here now. So my fees were like $300. My fees for my truck last year were $450 down here in California. And the reason I paid $300 in fees up in Idaho is because I paid more for the registration for the weight rating. I was able to take my truck up to 30,000 pound gross vehicle weight. So that's important for my dozer and my trailer. So anyway, so Renee, it was great to see you too, Ty. It was fantastic. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, you know what? And that was kind of the reason why we kind of scaled it back a little bit too, was just because the whole thing with the shutdowns and stuff, it just was good timing. I wasn't up there full time to totally just, really jump in, head over, up to my eyeballs with getting vendors and all that kind of stuff. So, well, let's at least step it up and invite people to it and not just have YouTubers there. And we got a burger guy, and it was a good time. And it was actually I would call it an upgrade from last year's meetup. So it was good. I'm officially Idahoan. I'm only here. I'm not gonna say illegal immigrant. I'm not illegal, but I'm definitely a temporary Californian. That's for sure. Yes, I did. I have a license to do everything. The only thing I don't have a license for is to do hazardous material or doubles or triples. So, yeah, I know that, Brett. I'm watching it. Kentucky. Did you guys see the news today? Just a little digression, little squirrel there for you. Thanks, Brett. That couple in Kentucky, that she came back from visiting friends in, I think, Michigan, and she tested positive, and she refused to sign the affidavit saying she wasn't going to not quarantine herself. And so they put ankle monitors on the man and the woman, and put them on house confinement. So they're suing, obviously. I would too. But yeah, it's getting out of hand. Some of these dictators. Anyway, so well, hey Ty, you know it's funny that you say that, because the one I'm looking at is actually in Wenatchee, Washington. Hey, so on that note, Gil, you're still in here, right? Cam Patton Family Compound. If you're still in here, I'm going to send you a link, and I want to have you give me your opinion. It was the feeling of freedom in Idaho was just amazing. We saw women walking around with their kids, packing guns, holsters, open carry, and just nobody said it. Nobody cares. It's just normal way of life up there. So anyway, if you guys get a chance to go check out my 4th of July stuff, that thumbnail was of me shooting. I'm actually gonna do a video of all of them target practicing on our property. It's actually I took video of all that stuff, and it was really a lot of fun. The kids had never shot guns before. I started from scratch with them and walked them through the safety and told them and showed them, and then they all shot, and they all actually did pretty good. So we had a good time up there on our property. Came back to California. The second bit of good news is, guys, my daughter passed the NCLEX for her nursing RN. She is now officially an RN. She has the license. It was posted on the state board yesterday. Yeah, that's right. Today's Sunday. So yesterday morning, 4:30 in the morning. She's not supposed to get the results from the testing department division until tomorrow, but there's a way you can actually go on the actual state licensing board, and if your name pops up, it'll show up before the state licensing board tells you about it. And so we were on pins and needles for 36 hours, 48 hours. And I had dreams all night Friday night, thinking, that she got it, wasn't sure. I was dreaming about it. She wasn't dreaming because she wasn't sleeping. It was horrible. She was like, I don't think I passed. I don't think I passed. She took the test, and she only had to take the minimum questions, 60 questions. She slayed the test, guys. She slayed it. They'll give you up to 130 questions, and she passed the test in the minimum amount of questions. So 60 questions, she scored. She's an RN. She has an application at the hospital where she was born, and we have a pretty good feeling she's going to get hired there. So my job as father is done. Well, it's never done, right? But the weight off of my shoulder, the culmination of 4 years of finances, of stress. Christy's in the house. Christy's cool. Have I been working out? Yeah, Chad, you've been inspiring me. Look at them. Look at those guns. Look at them guns. Yeah, baby. Yeah, that open carry. I aspire to look like you someday, Chad. I used to look like you. Yeah, anyway. RV Weekends, thanks for coming in. Thank you for your congratulations. RV Weekends, if I think you said something to me on my Instagram, or maybe it was my Facebook, so thank you for that. Yeah, I am very happy. Ty, oh, come on, give me a break. I'm about 40 pounds too heavy to look as good as you, Ty. Give me a break. You guys are all fit, man. I'll tell you what, it's funny you guys mentioned that, being fit and whatnot. We took a hike. The lady that built the house had originally, when they were building the log cabin, had a little teardown cabin next to it. And for water, she ran 1,700 feet of 1.5 inch ABS water line up to a stream that comes down behind the house. But she ran it 1,700 feet up into the hills, up in the valley, up in above us, and it doesn't have any water going into it right now. And she said that the bears would always, she hated that because the bears would chew on it. They'd hear the water, and they liked the taste of the plastics. They would chew holes in it. And so all of us, we said, well, let's hike. Let's go see if we can find where the inlet is. So we hiked. It was about a 2-hour hike. I want to say 1.5 hours it took us to get up there, and we were passing big areas of thimbleberries, and we were looking for morels, and it was a great time. But man, that about kicked my butt walking up there. So want to get up there to that property. It's definitely, I think I probably lost a few pounds on the trip because we were doing a lot of activities. It was good times, but definitely by moving off grid up there, I'm going to have to lose the weight. I'm going to have to get into better shape for sure. And I'm trying. I'm watching what I'm eating. I'm really trying to lose the pounds because man, I can't be huffing and puffing around. So, hey, Southern Bless, thanks for coming in. Hey, how are you, Patty? Thank you for coming in. Good, Gil. You know what, Gil? Let me see if I can send that to you. You know what? Duh. I can do double screen here. I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at. Okay, let me finish up first, Gil, and I'll post this, and you guys can all take a look at what I'm looking at to buy. And I think I sent the link to I did to Chad. I sent it to you and Jeremy. You guys were looking at it on WhatsApp. So there's the second bit of good news, guys. Idaho was a raging success. It was a blast, and it was just freedom. Danae's got her nursing degree. And then today. So that's right. No more California pansy. That's right. So let's talk about today, guys, and the reason for the thumbnail. If you guys saw the thumbnail, I'm going to try really, really hard. This is going to be hard for me to do, guys. And I don't mean to take a serious, downer turn, but it's definitely a downer. Today was a big downer for our whole family. My father-in-law, it's probably the last time we're going to see him, was today. My father-in-law, and I was going to do a video, but Olivia said, nah, let's not do a video. So I'm going to talk about it tonight right here with you guys. She said that was okay. And it's kind of a tribute. I know, Christy, you're in here, right? I want you to hear this. My sister is in here. Some of you guys know, I don't get along with my dad to this day, and it's really sad. And he doesn't interact with us. He doesn't interact with my kids or my sister's kids. And it's really sad because he's losing out. My father-in-law was the father that I always wished I'd had. With all the drama that I've gone through with my dad and whatnot, way back when, my father-in-law still gave me his blessing, gave me his daughter's hand in marriage. That's going to be 27 years ago this November. I'll be married to that beautiful woman. And I am so blessed, and God is so good, and he put Robert in my life. He put Olivia in my life first, and then I met him, and I ended up working for him in his upholstery shop. And that guy took me under his wing and taught me so much about working on cars. And I eventually bought the business from him, and he kind of somewhat retired and did retire. He did the furniture side of the upholstery. I did the car stuff. So I did auto upholstery. I did sunroofs, window tinting. I had a blast. Hot rods, boats, covers. I do it all. The guy taught me everything. He was so patient, and his unconditional love was absolutely fantastic. I'm probably going to miss a comment or two here, guys. Alan, my best friend here, he's in the chat, guys. He knows my father-in-law very well, and knows who he is. Yeah, you know what? When people step into your life and they take over, when people in your life drop the ball, they turn out to be turds or they're just complete idiots, and other people step in and take the reins, I have nothing but honor and respect for my father-in-law. So now the reason why we're not going to see him anymore is because he has Alzheimer's, and it's bad. He doesn't remember his own kids anymore. He barely remembers his wife. He is 86 years old. My grandfather had Alzheimer's and passed away from Alzheimer's, and he had it for over 10 years. My father-in-law's had it for going on, I'm going to say late or mid 60s, early 70s. When I was still working with him at the shop, I knew how forgetful he was. That was 20 years ago. But when it really became pronounced was about 10 years ago. But my grandfather, after to a certain point, my grandmother got leukemia, and she was taking care of him, and it was getting pretty bad. He was driving, and they had to take his license away, take his keys away, because he would drive somewhere and forget where he was going, and they'd find him, 8 hours later. They eventually had to put him in after my grandma passed away, had to put him into a home, and he was well taken care of. He was happy, comfortable, and he quietly passed away. And he was a Christian. He believed in Jesus. I know we're going to see him someday. So that's the consolation. And same thing with my father-in-law. Both of my in-laws, know Jesus. They're Christians. They grew up Catholic, but my brother-in-law started going to Eastside Christian Church and drugged the whole family. And my in-laws are both Christians. They accepted Jesus and became Christians. So it's a bittersweet thing because we know we're going to see him again. That's the peace that we have about it. But it was a sad, sad day because it kind of came upon us suddenly. They decided that family down in Mexico was going to be better equipped to take care of him 24/7. Because up here to have 24/7 care for an Alzheimer's patient is $4,000 to $6,000 a month. It's insanely expensive. And so today was, we went with both the kids, Nathan and Danae. Nathan's 20, Danae's 22, and it was sad. We all shed some tears, and he didn't know what's going on. It doesn't matter to him; it matters to us. But I wasn't going to lose it. I'm not going to lose it. Not going to do it. That man, I love that man dearly, and I'll always love him, and I will see him again someday. And my mother-in-law is going to be here with us for a while. So a little transparency here, you guys, a little very, very, very personal sharing with you guys. I appreciate all you guys that take the time to come and listen and interact. And you guys, those of you that were friends and we talk, that's some very, very personal sharing for you. And I kind of wear my heart on my sleeve sometimes. Probably not always a good idea, but we love him. And so that was kind of a little bit of a tribute tonight. That thumbnail with both my kids with Robert. If you guys go back and look at that thumbnail, that's who he is. And he's going to be going down to Mexico. And like I said, he's 86 years old. I don't know how much longer he's going to survive down there, how much longer he'll live. He's pretty healthy still, but he's sleeping a lot. He only eats once in a while, so I don't know. My grandfather was 92. He could live another 10 years. I don't know. The only chance we'll get to see him again is if we actually fly down there to Mexico City, but he won't know who we are. So it's almost like he died today, but he didn't. You know what I mean? So anyway, thank you, Brett. Thank you, everybody. 12,000 a month. Yeah, right, Kathy? It is. It is. I don't know if I want to read your guys' comments. Excuse me one sec. Maybe I shouldn't read your comments for a little bit until we change the subject. But thank you guys. That means a lot. I know a lot of you guys can relate to that kind of stuff. And family is all that matters. And if one thing we've learned through this whole shutdown thing is how important family is, and how we a lot of us have learned, most of us have learned to refocus our attention on each other and remember what's precious and what really matters in this life is each other. So he said, thank you for coming in. We are well. Thank you very much. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Patty. We had them living with Renee. Your mom's 81 and early stages of dementia. That's hard. That's hard to see with the dementia. That can be brutal. You help both your stepdad and your mom. Yep, it is. Yeah, it is, Christy. Thank you. I'm glad you're still here. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Christy. It is. It's tough to go through this again. Yeah, Christy, I told everybody that story about when Christy and I, when we went up there to see my grandfather, just her and I, and it was a couple of years. I want to say, I forget, Christy, how long was it that he passed away after we went and saw him? I don't think it was much longer after that. I don't think he was there for more than about 6 months or a year. I forget, but when we went up there and he was happy, and he was the same grandpa, precious grandpa that we always remember, telling the same story about being an airplane mechanic on the aircraft carrier in World War II, and he would tell the story over and over and over as if he had never told it before, And Christy and I, we spent that little bit of time with him, and just we loved on him, and we knew that he wasn't gonna. And he kept asking who we were again, and we had to remind him. We went outside and we held each other. And we wept because it's really hard to see, especially men, great men, my grandfather was a fantastic business owner, and he became a pastor in his 50s or his 60s. I forget when, but he was a pastor and he was preaching from the pulpit. And to see just a fantastic man like that, the love that he showed Christy and I. My sister stayed with when my mom died. My mom died from cancer when we were young kids, early on. And Christy actually lived with my grandparents for a while, quite a bit. And so she was even more close to my grandmother and my grandfather. And then so to see him with Alzheimer's was just really, really tough. But you get to this point in your life and you see what's going on around you. You see the people that are wasting their time on life, on money and possessions and worrying about stuff. And the most valuable things are all right around you. You're living with them. You're married to them. They're your family, your fans, your friends again as well. But the most important thing is the relationships that we have. And that's what God created us for. He created us for relationship. And at some point we're all going to be in heaven. Those of us that are believers. If you're not a believer, I would really just urge you to please. Jesus is the way. He paid the price for you on the cross, and you can have eternal life as you just put your faith in him. For all who call in the name of the Lord will be saved. And we have that blessed assurance of that hope of being with Jesus and being with our loved ones in heaven again and spending eternity together. Brand new bodies, no more Alzheimer's, no more bad knees, no more obesity. That's me speaking for myself. And it's going to be wonderful. So that's the hope. That's the peace that we have. And I know that we're okay with that. It's a sad day, but it'll pass. And these things will all pass away. And what matters is each other and our relationship ultimately to God. So there's my little sermon for tonight, guys. I hope those of you that are already believers, you know what I'm talking about. You have that peace that passes all understanding. Those of you that aren't believers, there's a peace that I have inside my heart that even though the shutdown is crazy and out of hand, I'm not worried about it. I'm just not. Whether you wear a mask or not, that peace that passes understanding is that blessed assurance that if you have your faith in Jesus and you believe in his death, burial, and resurrection, and you invite him into your heart, he says you have the free gift of eternal life. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to earn it. There's nothing to do. You don't have to earn it. It's free. So when someone passes away or we lose someone, we know that we're going to see him again, and it's sad, but it's bittersweet. So there's the news, guys. 2 good newses, and then it culminated today with the bad news. Yeah, I swear the same thing happened last year after our Idaho trip last year. You was still around for a couple of years. I couldn't remember. Thank you, Southern Blessed. No more big nose. What did I say? Did I say something? What did I say? Thank you, Kathy. You are so sweet. You don't have to work so hard. I know you were probably over there with Roots and Refuge. Yeah, you know what? The memories are the best things, Ty. Absolutely. Yeah, the memories is what we have, and that's why it was hard for us today. It wasn't hard for him. He didn't really know any better, but it was hard for us today. So, yep, absolutely, Patty. Thank you. Amen, Brett. That breaks my heart when you guys shared. When I learned that about you guys and you shared that about losing your daughter, that broke my heart. And there can't be anything worse than a parent losing a child. It's hard enough to see your parents go, but you know that it's going to be time. That's just part of life. That's just the way it is. But a child, that is tough. So thank you, Chad, for that. Kathy. Okay. So let's look at some dojers really quick, guys. Thank you, Kathy, for that. You're so awesome. Oh my goodness. I got to get back into this. I did 66 hours this last week, so we're making money so we can move up there. All right, let me get on here. Let me do this. Okay, I am going to hold on here. I'm going to show you. Okay, here we go. Okay. Got it. Stand by. Not that one. There we go. Okay. All right. Share screen. There we go. Sharing screen. There's that. Okay. All right. Now I gotta make. Okay. Here we go. All right. Check this out, guys. So can I do that? Did that work? Here we go. All right. So check that out, you guys. So this dozer, Gil, I got you in here. Thank you, Ty, for coming in. You popped in. I just had dinner. I had dinner before. Thank you for popping in, brother. Thank you very much. Gil, what did Gil say? I missed you. Your mom passed. Oh, Christmas Day and Father's Day. Yeah, you know what? And that at some point we're gonna all lose our parents. That's always tough, especially when you're close to them. That's when it makes it really hard. And like today with my father-in-law, I was close to him, and he meant a lot to me. I learned a lot. He was like I said, he was a father that I wish I'd always had, and he was just fantastic. So yeah, gosh, that's tough, guys. I totally understand. And we're gonna lose them. And we're Libby and I were at that age. We're gonna start losing our parents. Her parents are in their 80s, and I don't know. Her grandmother was 102 when she passed. So there's a lot of good longevity genes in the Hispanic blood in her family. So maybe all the jalapeno, all the chili, capsaicin is what keeps them going. So check this dozer out, okay? I've been researching. So guys, this is where I'm at. I wasn't planning on getting a tractor for our property. And those of you that have tractors, Gil, here's something for you to take a look at. Chad, I know I already told Chad about this. This is an International 500C. It's a dresser. It has a 6-way blade on it. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Okay. Maybe I should try. Nope, that's not going to work. Let me try. Can I make this bigger? Dang it, I don't know how to make that bigger. You guys can see that okay, right? So that is an International 500. It's an International harvester. They don't make them anymore. They sold out to. I was reading about them today. At some point, Komatsu bought out all of the line. And then there's I want to say a German company. They had a German engine in them. They were really, really well built. This one has a 6-way blade on it. It also has rippers in the back. Now, this guy's asking quite a bit. And this guy actually has, let me show you this. Here's a 6-way blade on it. There's the ripper. Excuse me. Apparently, he's missing the teeth in the back. I have to go find some teeth. That shouldn't be a big deal. But it's got the hydraulic rippers in the back. That's key. I need that for my road. It's a good-looking dozer. He said it runs great. He just replaced. Let me go back 2 pictures. One more. So if you guys see on the bottom right of that picture, oh gosh. Oh gosh, that is rough, Brett. That is so rough. There's just heartbreaking stories you guys are sharing. I totally understand that. So yeah, that is tough. I know Kathy is all over it. She's just wow, look at you go, Kathy. I just saw that. Man, yeah, fandom. That's exactly where I was reading. It was on fandom. So there's quite a few of these 500Cs out there. They're getting harder to find parts. Apparently, you can go to a company out of Germany called Dresta. No, maybe that was for the dressers. That was a different line, not the internationals. These are hard to find parts for anymore. Very few new parts. Almost all the parts you can find are in the junkyards now. So this guy, if you look at the bottom right of this picture, there's a chain right there. That's part of the track. That's the old track. So he bought this from a landscape guy or a construction guy, and the construction guy gave him the extra set of tracks, and he gave him that. That is a complete chassis. That is the bottom chassis with a complete engine, running engine, transmission, and transaxle. So I'm hoping you guys can see my little, I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe I could do it over here. You guys probably can barely see my little pointer there. I don't know how to make that bigger. I know there's a way to do it. But if you see my pointer right here, that's where the clutches are. These clutches come out to the top. This clutch has already been taken out and used. This one still has a clutch down there. But he says that everything works good. He's asking $8,000 for it. There's one on an auction site in Ohio, and they're asking $6,500 for it. And I have another friend of mine that said you should probably offer him $6,500 for it. So I keep seeing the number 6,500 everywhere. There's another one in Idaho that the guy's asking $7,500 for it, and it's the same dozer, but he has a winch on the back. No rippers. The rippers are going to be really, really good for pulling up the big rocks and for loosening up that road that I have. So here's the dilemma. Gil, tell me what you know. Does it have a tow hitch on the ripper bar? Did you see that somewhere? Yeah, looks like it looks like it does. No, I don't know what those. I don't know that that's a tow hitch, Gil. Those are three. I think that's just some of the through metal that's welded. I don't think that's a tow hitch. But either way, I asked him about the chain holding up the rear rippers, and he said that the backs, they just bleed off. You know, if it's just sitting there, the hydraulics will slowly bleed off, and that's pretty normal for old hydraulics. He said, but they work. They totally work. It goes up and down, and while you're running it with hydraulic pressure, they'll stay up. So I said that was good. He said everything works good. He already replaced the chains, and he's been slowly. If you can see in that picture right there, you can see some track pads on there, and so he's taken off all the good track pads off the replacement chains and transferred everything over. He's been doing it. So, but. So this is the dilemma. Buying the price is right for me to buy this now. I need to grade the road and shape it, and I need to take out some small trees, and I need to get the ditches in. And then when I get gravel on the road, I need to spread it. I can do all that with this dozer. At some point, I have to dig a garage and shop pad on our property. So I'm going to have to push some more dirt and pack it down. This thing weighs 9,000 pounds. It'll go in my dump trailer, no problem. I'm good for 12 to 15,000 in my dump trailer, and I can use it later on to do that my garage, as well as dig a pond, which I'd like to do on my property as well. And then I can also use it to push snow in the wintertime. So I can buy this now when I go up there in a month, and I can load that sucker up, take it to my place, and grade my road, get my road done. However, you can only buy old parts. You can't buy anything new for it. So you're taking a chance on something that's older. If it breaks, you're going to have to work on it and wrench on it and fix it. I mean, that's going to be true of anything old and used like that. Okay. Or do I not buy this? And if I can get them down to $6,500, I think I'd pretty much jump on it. Well, that's the thing, Chad. You can still get parts, but they're all in the junkyards. Like right there, I've got the whole replacement engine and transmission and some clutch packs right there. And he's already got the good used tracks on there. The thing's in great shape. So the other dozers I'm looking at, the cheapest one I found out there was like 17 grand for a John Deere. There's a nice Caterpillar that's all restored for 25 grand, and you can buy parts for cats all day long. But I don't have 25 grand to spend right now. So that's the dilemma. Buy this now, get my road going, wait, save my money, and then I'm going to buy a skid steer with a snow plow on it and a mulching head, because I'm going to start that business up there. So do I wait? If I wait to buy the equipment, or I go up in a couple of weeks and I rent, it's going to cost me. Oh, here, this is why I'm looking at this right now, buying this. I priced out dozers, and to rent a dozer, it was going to cost me almost $2,000 just for 2 days of renting a dozer, and I got to get it back. But transportation, they're expensive, and then I got to rent a mini excavator, and then I got to rent a skid steer to spread the gravel. So I'm going to be probably $4,000 in rentals anyway to fix my road, and then I'm on a time crunch. So there you go. There's the dilemma. Buy it. Yes. Thank you, Gil. Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear. Okay. So I know, right, Patty? Gil wants to borrow it. You're darn right. That's the asking price. 8,000 was the asking price. I'm going to get the guy down. Like I said, there's another one that's in great condition, just like this one, all running, and the guy's asking 7,500. So So 8,000 is the asking price, but I'm going to probably try and talk him down. And the guy's flat out told me, because there's just not a lot of people looking for dozers right now. And he says he's not in a hurry to sell it, but I think he's going to probably hold pretty firm to a price because he's got that spare engine and transmission. So, hey, Tim, thanks for popping in, brother. Hey, I got news for you, Tim. They said they were. They said they were going to help, and they were excited to help pay for the gravel. I found a gravel pit right around the corner from our place, and they're going to charge like $10 a yard. So my dump trailer can take 4 yards at a time, almost 12,000 pounds worth of rock at one time. Each load's going to cost me not even $40 for rock for my place. So let me ask you guys this, Gil, anybody that you guys, any of you guys that know, let me see if I did my math correct. I looked it up, and 1 yard of 3/4 inch, 3/4 minus rock, gravel, will cover an area 10 feet by 10 feet by 3 inches deep. Okay, so I'm going to go 6 inches deep. So I'm going to go half that. I figured out how long I have to go. And I have about 2,100 feet. It's 4/10 of a mile. I don't think I need gravel, and I might not need that much on some spots. And I'm not going to have to put down the cloth on all of it. The cloth is $350 for a roll, and it's 430 feet linear length, 12.5 foot wide. But I did the math on it, and it's like 450 yards. So at $10 a yard, I'm looking at $4,500 in gravel. So with 2,100 feet, 1 yard will cover 10 feet wide by 5 feet long by 6 inches deep, right? So divide 450, 450 yards, anyway, so you guys can do the math. I don't know if I think I did my math right on that. I'm looking at 450 yards, which is going to be about, it seems high, 100 trips. That seems a little high. So yes, they're going to help out with the gravel costs is what they've said. So Tim Fergal, you got any experience with, hey, what's going on, Jeremy? Thanks for coming in, brother. We were talking about you for a minute. You'll Chad. Let me send this to you. Let me okay, let me copy this. Copy. Okay, let me see if I can post. Yeti Mountain Trading. Hey, thanks for coming in, brother. There, check that out, Gil. See if that works. If you guys want to click on that link right there, I put the Craigslist link right there in the chat. See if that's clickable and tell me if it is. But we're looking at it right now, Gil. This is the dozer I'm looking at. So any of you guys have got experience with dozers, I would love to get a nice John Deere 350B or a Case or a Cat. There's a couple of them on there, but they're between $17,000 and $25,000 for. And this is a small dresser, guys. These are 9,000 to 10,000 pounds. I can carry it in my trailer, and it's perfect for doing the cleanup, fine work, for digging little ditches and for grading the road. It's perfect for finish work. I don't need a giant dozer. A skid steer can kind of do the work, but this will do it in one pass, where it'll take me twice as long with a skid steer to do the work. So, having a great day, Jeremy, man. I hope you guys are doing good, man. We were just, hey, Butch, thanks for coming in. I was just sharing the highs that we had. The Reese's in here a little bit earlier. They beat you to it, talking about the meetup and stuff. And it was, everybody thought it was a pretty good success. We had Renee, she was that one lady that was there. Had some good stuff. So sharing a little bit about my father-in-law with the Alzheimer's and stuff. He's going to Mexico to be cared for by family, so we're not going to see him anymore. Danae got her nursing license. She passed the NCLEX. So, well, you know that already, Jeremy. So anyway, this is what I'm looking at buying right here, potentially, possibly. It would definitely do the work. it's just going to be one of those deals where if it breaks down, I have to fix it myself. I can't. It's going to be hard to find parts for it. That's the only thing. So if this thing is in really good running condition, if I can get 5 to 10 years out of it, I'll be stoked. So Gil, are you saying? Hey, thanks, Gil. And you know what, or Butch, I'm sorry. You know what? I didn't go live very long because I was so busy. There were so many people there that wanted to talk and chat and get to know us. And I only was able to go live for about 5 minutes. I should have just let my phone keep running and put it on the table so that everybody could kind of watch. But it was just we had so much fun. And the year before, we'd set up the laptop, and so we were able to show the whole thing while we were in there in that one big room. And so people were able to watch that. But I don't know how many. I've got hundreds of views on that little 5-minute segment. I wish I would have done it longer. But anyway, it was a good time. We missed you, Butch. So next year, guys, we're going to be up there full time. And it's going to be, the plan is we're talking about renting out Bonner County Fairgrounds or equal venue. It still remains to be seen where we're going to go. We might try for something bigger like Coeur d'Alene, but I think Coeur d'Alene, I think they're probably already booked for next year. So we're going to have to see what's available. But we really want to make this a lot bigger with vendors and have a guest speaker and really try and just blow this thing up. So it seems the interest is definitely there, and it was a good time. And people came away. I haven't had zero negative feedback from what was going on. So Gil, tell me what happens at Athol stays. No way, man. We spread that around. We spread the love. Athol City Council, not that anybody from Athol is necessarily watching this right now, but if they happen to see this, thank you to the Athol City Council. Thank you to Lori. She was fantastic. She actually came to meet us. She was the lady I was talking to. She got me hooked in with their city council meeting with Zoom so that we could get an approval to have Dave Reese bring his animals into the park. They don't allow animals there without permission. So I was able to Zoom meeting, be part of the city council, go before the city council and ask for permission that week before we left, and it was awesome. So anyway, good times. So Gil, tell me why. Give me what did you say? You said okay. Hey, Butch at San Hel, the only problem is that the Ripper is chained up. Could be a problem. Okay, you missed that. I think I talked about that, or you must have missed what I said. I asked him about the chain, and he said that that it's because when it sits, that the back cylinders bleed off and it'll be on the ground. He said, but when the thing's running and it has hydraulic pressure, they stay up. The cylinders are weeping a little bit, and so they slowly bleed off. That's all. That's why he has it chained up. So I did ask him about the same thing. That was the only problem that I saw too. I mean, even the seat upholstery was in pretty decent condition. So it looks like all the levers and everything are there. He says that the undercarriage is in good shape. Everything works on it. And heck, I got a whole spare chassis. So yeah, I know, right, Jeremy? I thought, as many people as came, I thought it was pretty fantastic for as many people that showed up. There we go. Can I make that bigger? Can I make that picture bigger? Open image in new tab. I wonder what would happen if I do that. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, that's cool. I got the two screens going because of you, Gil. So there's the chassis right there. And of course, Olivia's like, it looks old and rusty. I said, well, a little bit of paint and that'll all go away. It needs to just be cleaned up. Cylinders and hoses can all be rebuilt and changed. That's not something I need to go to International for parts. And you can still find a lot of parts for these in junkyards and whatnot. So he's given me a whole bunch of parts with it. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. If that happens, there will be a huge video collage. So anyway, there you go. Kathy, you're awesome. Hey, Ron, what's happening, brother? Thanks for popping in. Do a save as and then show the download. I see what you're saying. Save the image. Yeah. And I could probably make it bigger. Well, if I make it like this and you guys can see it, nope, there we go. That's a better picture for you guys to see. So Ron, the guy's asking $8,000 for this thing. I saw another one just like it for 7,500. And the reason why this guy's asking $8,000 is because it has that, a full chassis with a complete engine and a transmission and the transaxle. And he's got one, it looks like he's got one of the clutch packs is still available. So yeah, $8,000. If I could do 6, I'd be like, yeah, dude, I'll be up there. I'll wire you $1,000 to save it. Well, I wouldn't do that. I'd wire him a couple $100. I could lose that if the guy turned out to be a dirtbag. But he's up in Wenatchee, Washington, so it's just across the border, 4 or 5 hours from me. It just, I think it's to me, it would be a good investment because I could still use this thing on the property, and then when I have my tractor business and stuff up there, then I can actually put it out there on a job or two and actually probably make some money with it, if you know, as long as if it's in as good a shape as it looks like. So anyway, that's the latest on the dozer thing. And Gil, did you give me is the tab full screen? No. Let's see here. Nope. There we go. That went away. Yeah, the tab is full screen. So when I click on the picture, that's what shows up. So I don't know how to do. I wonder. Nope. That isn't going to work. There we go. That's my other computer, Gil. That's how it shows up. Anyway. So there's the good, the bad, the ugly, guys, and the fun. We had a great time up there, and my partner in crime, Jeremy, at Living the Dream Homestead, we are talking about what we're going to do for next year. So we'll let you guys know what's going to happen for next year. We're hoping to blow it up and make it bigger. We want to get more of the community involved. We want to get more YouTubers involved, and we want to just make it kind of a one-stop event for everybody. It got better and bigger this time. It would have been bigger, I think, if I'd been able to get up there and we didn't have all the shutdown happening. But the way everything happened with the shutdown, it was perfect. We were outside at the park, and we didn't have to do any of the social distancing and all that stuff. And it was a fantastic time. So we'll keep you guys updated. Laid back living. Thank you for that comment. Save my money for a Mini X. So, you know what? No, I don't have to clear a ton of land, but I have 4/10 of a mile of dirt road that I need to grade, and then I need to dig the ditches and take out some trees and widen it a little bit, and then I've got to spread rock on it. So laid back living, I appreciate that comment. I have a rental yard literally around the corner from me. And in order for me to grade that road, I really kind of need the rippers in the back, and I need a good blade to really shape that road and to push some dirt. They just purchased a tracked skid steer. Like Gil was, if you guys haven't gone to see Gil on his channel on Camp Patton Family Compound, he's got all kinds of fun bobcat videos that he's been doing, clearing his land and spreading dirt around and stuff. And they definitely do a lot of work, but it would take me too long to grade that road, because I mean there's some spots where the hills are up, and then I need to take those hills off and put them into the valleys. We've got stuff heaped up on the sides that needs to be cut down and made a ditch on the side that needs to be crowned in the road. It really needs to be a dozer. And then I need to put in a couple of culverts, some 12-inch pipe. So I'm gonna have to rent a Mini X for that, as well as a culvert by my house. The rock's caving in, and that needs to be dug out and rebuilt and put some concrete in and whatnot. So a Mini X I'm definitely going to rent, and someday I will buy one. But a good quality Mini X is going to be like 20 grand. I don't have that right now. I could buy this now, go fix my road in a month, and then when we move up next spring, I won't have to wait for the mud season to end. You can't do any of this work when there's a foot of sloppy quicksand mud on your road. You got to wait for it to dry out. Then you grade it and you pack it, and this thing's got the weight to pack it too. So that's why 40 miles north of Boise. Okay. I know, right? Well, the problem is that Gil's renting his equipment too, Kathy. So he doesn't have any time to bring it up there. That's kind of what I thought too, Ron. It's perfect for that kind of work. And then I can use it if I don't get a skid steer right away. I'll have that, and I can push the snow and clear the snow from my road. We actually are a mile and a half in. My neighbor actually has a grader, a big Caterpillar grader, an old one, and he was actually after grading the road, filling the potholes in while we were there. I was up there with my pole saw trimming the trees on the road, and he was coming in behind me, and we were working together. It was pretty cool. We were kind of working together. He was grading the road after I was trimming. So he's been taking care of that road for years. My road is a tangent off, and I have to maintain that because I'm the last one. I'm the dominant easement holder, and it's really up to me to maintain the road. So at some point, I will help my neighbor with that other half a mile. It's actually about a mile of road in the wintertime, especially. I'll help him plow after I plow my half a mile. I will go and help him plow the mile that we all use to the main highway. The main highway is as soon as the snow hits the road, they're plowing up there in Idaho. But these are all private roads that we all have to maintain on our own. So, ooh, no, thank you. It's about 90 down here. So anyway, yeah, thank you, Laid Back Living. I totally agree. I will have a Mini X someday. I just didn't have all that money right now. When we sell our house next spring, I'm going to go buy a skid. I'm planning on doing, I'm probably going to put 20,000 down on a good used skid steer with real low hours. And then I'm going to probably finance the rest of it. And that payment is going to be completely tax deductible because it's going to be a business expense. So that's the strategy financially. So all of you guys that are new to if any of you guys are new to our channel, this whole story of our channel is getting out of the city and going up to Idaho. We're trying to do it debt free. We're going to be pretty much debt free except for the mortgage and her car sometime this week. So I was hoping to sell this house and be able to pay off both mortgages. Excuse me, but it's not going to give us enough money to do stuff like this, like buying a tractor, or we got to build a shop and a garage. So we're going to probably use some of that money to do all that kind of stuff. Also want to put some floors in and a kitchen and put some new carpet in, that kind of thing. So that we're going to be spending a little bit of that money on the house and some of the stuff we're doing up there. And then we'll probably put a big chunk of that towards the mortgage up there. And I don't know that we'll have enough left to pay it off. It'd be nice then have no mortgage. That'd be cool. But so anyway, that's the plan with the bigger dollar machines. I just don't have 60 grand in my back pocket. There was a guy, check this out, Gil. There was a guy that sold a Bobcat 755. That's the 92 horsepower Bobcat. It's the mid-size machine that weighs about 9,500 pounds. And he had a forestry mulcher on it. It was almost brand new. He had a bucket. He had forks. He had the grapple. What else did he have? He had one other thing, and I forgot what it was. Oh, and a 14,000-pound tilting equipment trailer. He sold all of it for $65,000, and he had 1,700 hours on the machine. So all you guys that know what I just said are like, holy crap, that was $120,000, $130,000 worth of equipment the guy sold for 65. I actually called the guy. Sell now. I know, Jeremy, I can't. Okay, I can't. I can. I could sell now. I could sell right now. But I have a bonus coming at the end of this job. And that bonus is going to pay for a lot of stuff. Yeah. There's like no delay. You guys are just barely like a couple seconds behind me. I love it. Yeah, exactly, Gil. I know. And I appreciate it. And I feel the love, brother. I really do. I feel the love. I know you. I know you are. So that's cool. I want to be up there so bad. But I got to get my ducks in a row. I got to get a couple things done in this house so it'll sell like this. And anyway, so it'll come soon enough in time. We're almost there. So Gil, what your opinion on that dozer then? I know you were saying buy it, but seriously, do you think do you like what you see right there? I have one of two choices. I either buy this dozer and I use it and do my road improvements, and I probably have to rent a Mini X for one day for $300. And then I use this the rest of the time, and I have no time limit, and I can, take my time, right? Or I rent a dozer up there, or I was gonna try and get away with a bigger Mini X and do all the tear up work with the Mini X, and they do come with a blade, and try and smooth out what I could, and put my culverts in and take out my trees and my stumps, dig my ditches and all that stuff, right, with the Mini X for like 2 days. And then I was going to go rent a skid steer and then do the finish grading on everything, and then go get the rock and start dumping and hauling rock. And I'm going to have a friend up there, maybe Alan or a friend of mine up there that can run the skid steer while I'm going to get the rock, come back and dump it, and they're spreading the rock. But I'm still looking at probably 5 days of rentals, $300 a day. I'm still, $1,500 to $2,000 in rental fees. So you tell me. Bring some of you up on the. Okay. Good night, Jeremy. Thanks, brother. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. If you could get it there, you would buy it, really? Okay. All right. Let me pop you up on the screen then. Where did you? Okay. Let's see here. Here you go. Oops, wrong one. Let's go right here. Stand by to. Whoops. Camp. Doggone it. Where the heck are you? I forgot your email address. It's not coming up. Doggone it. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm trying to invite you, Gil. Where did you go? Oh, I know why. Duh. Here we go. Let's try this again. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Here we go. I will get this. I will figure this out. Stand by. I'm learning my StreamYard here. Go to here. Let me try this. Okay. And go here to Gil. There we go. All right, Gil, there you go. There's your link. Okay. All right, there you go, Gil. Gave you the link. Let's see if that goes through. Oh, all right. Oh, yeah, because I can always, I emailed it to you. All right, there you go. Oops, there we go. All right, there he is.
Now, if you want, click on the two small pictures so we don't look so big and monstrous. There we go. Now
there we go.
Hey, everyone.
Okay. I'm getting the hang of this thing. It's so funny. I had this all set up with the thumbnail, and it was waiting to go at 6 o'clock and everything. And I had it all set, and I would see myself, and I could see the thumbnail you guys were looking at, and I'm like, man, I got this going. And then Olivia texts, she goes, go live. I'm like, oh yeah, top right corner, gotta go hit live. So, anyway, So you like that dozer then, huh?
Oh, I'm looking at it right now on my other screen over here, looking at it, and like I said, for $8,000, if I could get up there and snag it, I would.
Okay.
But yeah, and I'm looking at the ripper bar there on the back of it,
He doesn't
and
have the rippers. He said he only had one that came with it, but you can get the rippers pretty easy. I mean, that's
yeah,
just a
it looks
standard.
like he's got some. He has three things on the back there where it looks like he can put other attachments on there besides the rippers in there.
I saw that. I didn't know what that. Well,
Those could be different. Those some of the old machines had things you could bolt on there, other like another rear blade or something else. But
really?
one of the things you could do if you don't have that, you can just get yourself some 3/8 inch steel or 1/2 inch steel, a couple, and make a little sandwich bar there with a hole through it that you can drop a pin in. And you
Right.
can pull a lot of different things behind you,
Right.
including a drag harrow or whatever else that would then add do an extra finish smoother on it, or you can even pull a one of those cheap vibratory roller compactors that
Oh,
could be
right.
behind it and do it. But one thing I would say, Scott, when you get rippers for that or whatever, and you're tearing up the road, track walk that road in good before you put the gravel on it.
Right.
You want to get that dirt packed down nice and hard.
That's exactly. That was the other reason I wanted to get a dozer. That thing weighs 9,000, even though it's not a big like a D4, D5.
Yeah.
This is a small. It's still 9,000 compared to. Well, if I got a big track steer, those are 9,000 as well. But I don't think they're going to pack it as well as this thing. So
yeah, this will pack it really good. Your grousers on it look like good condition.
I was looking at some of the older dozers, and there's a couple of them on there that had a 4-way blade where I mean, obviously up and down, and you can angle them side to side, but you can't tilt them.
Right.
And I use that tilt feature to dig out my ditches, my drainage ditches.
Not only that, when you're going along, if you fly on one side, you can drop it and angle at the same time.
Right.
And catch that high spot and furl it over to the low side, and then track walk in and really get your road in nice. That's what I had a 6-way on the D5 that I rented a couple of years ago when I was leveling all the east field down, and that thing was a lifesaver. But yeah, if it's got the 6-way blade on it, that's a
there you go. Then people see what we're talking about.
Tell you what,
the 6-way blade's nice to have.
Yeah, I'm not sure if my picture is going to show up bigger than yours. I just put it down below there if you want to try putting my there I can make it bigger.
That's a good. That is a better picture.
Yeah, and that's the back end there.
Yeah.
I mean, the controls look nice.
It all looks good, right?
Nothing's broken on any of the controls on the gauges. They all look good.
Right.
Your knobs are all good. That seats in the armrests are in good condition. That's usually what goes first. Yeah.
That's the least of my problems, but the grousers actually look pretty decent too. And I was reading some stuff about the grousers, and they're not worn down flat yet. They still have a little bit of bite to them, but you can always weld on some.
Oh yeah. And if you get a welder, you can always get some stick of hard facing and do across the grousers, and that gives them a bunch extra life too. But you do that extra cylinder blade right there and drawing them around.
Right.
That's going to be your lifesaver. And you got these things here where you can actually put some clevises on there and run chains off of it that you need to pick them up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, man. And I know, and I'm handy. I can do a lot of stuff. I can fix stuff, and I'm used to wrenching on things. I'm not afraid of it. So if something breaks on, I'm not afraid of getting my hands dirty. It's going to be tricky getting that whole thing on the trailer and the dozer. I might have to make I'll probably have to make 2 trips for it. But I don't know how I'm going to get that sucker on the trailer without hopefully he's got access to a tractor or something with a bucket that we can pick that sucker up. I'll bet you that whole chassis right there, that probably weighs 3,000-4,000 pounds right there.
More. I would say that chassis there is the chassis. Probably give you about 45 to 5,000.
Probably about 5, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, because you got your engine, your transmission, all your framework, and everything in there.
to get that thing in there, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to 2-block my winch on my truck and hook up some fancy rigging with a ramp system to get that thing into my trailer, because that's otherwise it's
okay,
not.
Yeah, if you get it back on its bottom here,
Slide it up, right? Yeah.
you might be able to slide it, especially if you get lay out some 2x12s, flip it over on the 2x12s, and just use it as a skid.
Like a skid.
Real good. And everyone, I'm looking over here at my second monitor over here on the side, so that's why I'm looking off to the side here.
Right on. Yes, Kathy, I do. I have the F350, the 1 ton with a gooseneck trailer, and that gooseneck trailer is 18 foot. It has an 18-foot box on it. I can carry for the truck. The truck is supposed to be able to handle about 12,000 pounds. I can actually go up to 18,000 pounds with that dump trailer. It's fantastic. I scored on that dump trailer.
You might even be able to, once it's on its bottom here, and you got a couple 2x12s under or whatever, you might be able to push the entire thing over to right on up onto the trailer.
Could be a little bit of a hill there. Hey, Ron, thank you for coming in tonight, man. Have a good night, brother. Appreciate it. I looked at Chad. So, Ron asked what year it was. I don't know how many hours. I mean, there's thousands, I'm sure, but it's a early 70s. I think he thought it was about a 74.
Yeah,
is what he thought it was. He tried looking up the serial numbers, but anyway, so there you go. That's the idea. So I'm still like kind of weighing, spend. If I can get him down to $6,500, I think I would be like, okay, you got a deal.
Yeah, but don't forget, if that other engine is still good,
right?
That's bonus right there. I mean, that other engine, if it runs, there's another $4,000 right just by itself. The engine, $4,000 possibly.
For the whole thing, the chassis and it has a transaxle and everything in there too. So
So I mean, for $8,000 for both. And the other tracks out here in the background.
Now he's already replaced those. Those were the spare ones that he got with the tractor. He put the good used chains are on the tractor already. Yeah, and he's still switching over the good pads. Is what he was doing. So.
Yeah, if depending on the shape of those, you in the wintertime when you got nothing to do up there in a couple of years, and you have those in the shop, you go out and work on those and rehab those and build those back up.
Yeah, especially the winter, keeping warm with the torch in your hand.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I've one of the first companies I worked for. That's what we did in the wintertime. We rebuilt up all the browsers on all their equipment.
Thank you, Kathy. You're awesome. Kathy, the mod monster is.
Yes, she is.
Thank you so much for that. What did Kathy say? Kathy said something, and Big Dreams is laughing.
I'm not sure. It hasn't rolled up here for me.
I don't need any help. Well, what did Big Dreams? Oh, I made your head swell up. That's funny. Well, cool. Thanks for popping in, Gil. I wanted to share all that tonight. I was, sharing the stuff with my father-in-law. I'm going to be doing tractor service. I'm going to probably be doing some poultry up there. Learn that from my father-in-law. Danae, my daughter, she got her nursing RN, so she's got an application in, and she's probably going to stay here for a couple of years, but she says she wants to move to Idaho too. So my son's probably going to come up with us. He might stay down here for a little bit and keep working on his pilot's license, but he might come up there with us. So we'll see. This year is a year of absolute just chaos and big change for us. So it's a lot of fun. Sorrow. But fun, and it's really pretty cool and pretty unique to be able to share this with this community. It's really neat. So
it's a great place up there. A friend of mine from California, in fact, I've talked about them on my live streams about the lady that worked at the head of the horticulture department at the Apple Valley College. She's moving up there to, I think it's the if not Bonner, the one right above Bonner County.
Boundary County.
It's either Bonner or Boundary County, one of those two. they're moving up there. Her daughter and son-in-law have already bought 20 acres up there.
Wow.
And they're, and so they're, she's got a year and a half before she has to move off the property. She's already made a deal to sell it, her 10 acres there in Contra Costa County, Bay Area. I'm not saying how many millions she made off of that.
Wow.
But she's moving up. She's going to be moving up there. Now,
good night, Chad. Thank you for coming in, brother. We'll be talking some more.
Now, for Olivia, she's been making the masks and stuff like this.
Yeah.
My wife made this dust mask for me.
Yep.
But your wife is making it with the pockets in it.
Yes.
Okay. Hang on here and share. Here's something for her to consider possibly getting. I shared it on here. This is on Amazon. This is the fabric material for the N95 equivalent fabric material that can be cut for those masks.
Oh, and how do you do that? Going to Home Depot and buying the HEPA filters there at Home Depot, cutting those up.
If you put this, share this screen so you can see it better that I got down there.
There you are.
This is on Amazon, and they got the roll of a 10-meter roll.
Oh wow!
Inches wide.
It's now available, huh?
Yeah. Here's a 25-foot roll that I believe is about 6 inches wide, and they also have the packs of the. So this is 7 inches wide. This looks like it's about 5 or 6 inches wide. Yeah. They also have the pack, 12 packs of the N95 with the charcoal in it as well. That if she wants to get, she could resell that with the masks, or we'll use this and cut the material for it and sell that with the masks as well.
Okay. Yeah. When you get a chance, send me that link and I'll send it to her.
All she needs to do is go to Amazon and put in N95 filter material.
Okay.
And that's what comes up, N95 filter material. And it comes up with some pre-cut ones and the stuff on rolls that look like toilet paper. But here you got one here. I'm going to go click on this one that looks like a toilet paper roll. And it's 10 meters long. And the size says it is 6.9 inches wide.
Huh.
And 10 meters or 33 feet long.
Very cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, and that's what 12. Well, this one is $13 plus $4 shipping. But out of 10 meters, you can get a lot of masks cut out of that.
Yeah, she hasn't been making very many lately. She's made some mainly for family and whatnot. But I'll definitely pass the link on to her. So,
and if she makes that, then she can contact those she has. Like, hey, I got the N95 inserts for you.
Right. Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah.
She sold a bunch of those things when it was really exploding, and then of course with all the shutdowns that are happening again, people are buying them. You
don't even know half of what's coming on now.
Well, I hope it's all a bunch of exaggeration and lies.
This way, about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, when all those protesters were out there and rioters without masks, guess what happened 2 weeks afterwards?
Well,
the number skyrocketed.
Explosion.
Well, the number skyrocketed as far as the number of cases per day, and they're tracking a bunch of those rioters and stuff. They all have it.
Huh.
They all spread it to each other.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. It's like, come on, people. You wear a seatbelt, don't you? Why?
Yeah,
for safety. You have insurance. Why? For safety. You wear when you're working on with tools like a grinder, you wear safety glasses.
Yeah.
You wear safety gloves. Well, this is a safety mask.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about it. I'm just not worried about it. We were up in northern Idaho, and very few people were wearing them, and they don't have huge explosions of it up there. And it's interesting how so many places in the country where people are just they're not doing it, and they're not having the big explosions of cases, and so there's just a lot of misinformation going on out there, a lot of inaccurate stuff. A lot of half truths with what's happening out there. It's really frustrating, but we can't wait to get up there and you go outside. There's people that are riding their bikes in the fresh open air and they're wearing a mask when they're out in the fresh open air. and in their car by themselves, they're wearing a mask. Like, why?
Yeah.
What if you're going to be in a big group
The
of
only
people
reason on that,
contact with people, I can understand that, but when you're out and about in the fresh open air, there's no point. It's not floating around out in the air. So I see a lot of that stuff going on. It's frustrating.
Well, Scott, when I'm out shopping, like I'll stop at Home Depot first. I put my mask on. I drive over to Albertsons. I leave my mask on the entire trip in Idaho Falls. I don't take it off every time I get in the car because taking it off, I might be contaminating myself. So I just leave it on, do all my shopping. My last stop, I take it off, put it in the bag, and drive home. So some of the people you may see driving around, that's what they're doing. They're driving around between places. They don't want to change it off. So
good night, Patty. Thank you very much. Thank you,
night, Patty.
But thanks for popping in. So thanks for popping in tonight, Gil. I think we're gonna shut her down at an hour and a half, and was able to share with everybody. And thanks for your input on that dozer. I think I'm gonna be I've been talking to the guy, so I'll let everybody know what happens with that. And if I decide to go for it, there's definitely gonna be some serious content coming everybody's way. So
you that dozer with that 6-way blade on it, you'll be amazed what you can do with it.
Right. Yeah, I can't wait to try that out. So well, guys, thanks again for popping in tonight. Thanks for letting me share some of our family time with everybody. Thank you, Gil, for popping in and giving me your I'll give you 25 cents, not 2 cents. That was worth more than 2 cents to me. So
inflation.
being an operating engineer, that you once an operating engineer, always an operating engineer. So it's just about the cash flow at this moment. So I'm trying to get up there and get that. If I can get that road fixed now, I don't have to wait till next June or July to fix it and then try and move. So if I go up there now and if I buy this dozer, I can possibly accelerate our move up there. So
if you can get it before the rain falls and everything, you'll be so much farther ahead.
Right.
And if now the guy that has the motor blade, does he have a water truck?
The guy that has a what?
The grader, the motor blade, the motor grader.
Oh, the grader. I don't know if he does or not.
If someone has a water truck, after you get the gravel down, it's going to be pretty hot for a week or so. Wet it down and let it compact, because if you wet it down without heavy rains, the gravel will compact and it'll slough off more rainwater. But if it's loose and it's not compacted tight, when the rain hit, the rains just soak into it and turn and just do, you'll lose an inch or two of the gravel down into the dirt below.
Right. So on that note, my neighbors had put in some 4 or 3 inch minus in a couple of sections on that road a number of years ago. It has since sunk down in the mud, but you can still see the tops of all that 3 and 4 inch minus sticking up. So that roadbed is actually in pretty decent shape. It is,
that sounds great.
But it's pretty solid. It just needs to be, shaped and then get the ditches in. I don't think I'm going to need to put any roadbed cloth over that section. I think I can just take my 3/4 inch minus and go right over the top.
You should be able to. If you see those big cobbles and stuff in there.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's kind of what I was hoping that you'd say, because there's a couple of sections that are just deep muck, and those are the sections that need to be shaped, compacted, and I got to put the road cloth over it and then do the rock. But that road cloth, 430 linear feet in one roll for $350. And I was looking at buying, 2, maybe 3 rolls. I'm like, if I can get away with 1 roll and just do the sections I think that are really going to need it, I'll be saving more money.
Yeah.
So now, you wouldn't necessarily put it over the whole thing. Okay.
One of the things we did when I was working for a construction company, we had to put in a little fire road in. Where we were putting a sewer line in and stuff up, and to stabilize the fire road, we brought in a one of those grinders for grinding up the street that actually had a hopper that could feed in powdered Portland cement in.
Oh, sure.
And basically we made soil cement.
Sure.
And it was all, we just powdered it in and followed behind it with a water truck and watered it down and just let it set, and it set up rock hard.
I bet.
but I'm not sure if they have any equipment like that up there that has a grinder type thing, or something that would chew up the rock and stuff and dirt, where you could add some Portland cement to it.
So if you were to do that, does it have to be mixed? Because I'm going to go 6 inches deep.
Yeah.
Would you, is that mixed evenly with that 6 inches or that base layer, or could I just go along with a bunch of bags of that stuff and, you know?
Going along with bags and stuff doesn't work as well, because basically when the thing's grinding on it, it's sprinkling out the
it's mixing it in
the powder. It's metering out the powder. You set it for how much you want to what sack mix you want to do, 4 sack, 3 sack, 5 sack, whatever, as you go along, and it meters it out, and then it mixes it up,
right,
and it smooths it as the last thing goes by. It smooths it, and you just hit it with a water truck afterwards, and it sets it up. That's kind of a California specialty equipment.
Right.
We actually, the company I work for, Mountain Cascade, actually designed and built a couple of those after they rented one. It was kind of so we designed our own, which were a lot better.
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah. So it gives you a lot of, you may not want to do that for a year or two.
Right.
After you're all settled in, and then so okay, this section of road we need to add concrete, powder to, or cement powder to it to mix it up to stabilize it.
Good night, Butch. Thanks for popping in, brother. So Bonner County does that on some of the roads. That's interesting. Oh, Tim, I mentioned really quick. I went up there and I took some video of my water heater exhaust. It is at almost at a 45-degree angle. And I never looked at it before until you started talking to me about it. So thanks again, Tim, for he saw my log cabin tour when I had a water leak. He's like, hey, that water heater exhaust you've got is going out the side of your house. It needs to go straight up. And so I actually called the inspector for my house, the guy that looked at our place before I bought it. And I'm like, hey, did you happen to notice? He goes, no. He goes, I didn't even really think about it. So I mean, it must not have been something that was obvious, because I would have seen it if it was really way whacked out of code. Yeah. But my water pipe, my water heater has one of those draft tops on it. There's no motor. It goes up about 3 feet, and then it goes out the side of my cabin at almost a 45-degree angle, goes out about a foot outside the cabin, and it goes up about a foot, and that's it. So it gets plenty of draft.
Yeah, it works.
It works great. I have my friend Alan in here. He sent me a picture of somebody that had a water heater that went up at a 30-degree angle to the center of a 2-car garage before it went up through the roof. And that was okay, apparently. And it worked fine. But I got that, I forget the name of the brand. You guys all know who it is. Anyway, it's a CO detector, and it's the handheld wand one that'll tell you thousands of apart. And I had that sucker in there with the water heater. I cranked the heat on, the flame all the way up, so that I would get that flame just roaring through there to heat up the water heater. And I had it sitting right next to the draft opening on the top. Mm-hmm. Nothing.
Yeah.
Zero. Not even 1/1000th of 1 part per thousand. I had no contact. So I'm very confident.
That first 3-foot chimney on it is what gives you it starts pushing your draft.
Right.
And you could eat with that much there. You could probably have gone 3 foot up straight over flat, and then gone up 3 foot on the outside, and that would have still have gotten you enough draft
up there. And that's what Tim Fergo was talking about, because we thought from the pictures that I had up there, it looked like it went up and then horizontal. And but so they were afraid I was going to get enough draft with a horizontal. I'm like, so I got really worried. That was the first thing I did when we got up there. Was I went straight for the water heater room. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, it's 45. I'm good. So anyway. Well, thank you guys for everybody popping in. We're going to cut it off for the night. We'll see you guys next week. Gil, I'm sure we'll be talking before then. Maybe I'll pop in on your Tuesday night thing and help you out there, and we'll go from there. So you guys, everybody have a great week. Thanks, everybody. And God bless. Thanks for sharing. Have a great night, guys. Thanks, Gil.
Everyone, stay happy, stay prepared, stay safe.
Amen.